Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Arabella, I'm a professional belly dancer and burlesque artist, and I love making costumes. So here on the channel we look at everything from tutorials on how to dance, how to improve your shimmies, how to get mobile and keep fit, performances when we're performing our dance, but we also look at the craft behind everything. There is so much that goes into preparing a look for stage, props and accessories and things to wear. So I am starting a brand new project. It's very pink and sparkly. It's going to involve this kind of a fabric, and it's also going to involve one of these. Can you guess what it is? It is the Glinda bubble dress from Wicked. Now, I know I'm a bit late to the party. We're a year on now. Wicked for Good has just come out. And this dress mainly features in the first movie. But I absolutely fell in love with this dress when I saw it. And I just thought, I just have to wear it. I just want to wear that dress. And the only way for me to wear that dress is to make it myself. So a lot of my craft is driven by the desire for things that I can't buy in the shops, or I could buy but they'd be very cheap and flimsy, or the fabric wouldn't be good, or it wouldn't fit right because I'm a particular shape. So I start on these projects to make them myself. So I'm really inviting you to come on a journey with me to see how it goes. And I want to really give you all of the information because there's loads of YouTube videos on Glinda's bubble dress, and they all talk about the Fibonacci spiral, but nobody really breaks down how to use this in the costume making. And that's what I want to try and do for you. As I discover it, I'll be sharing it with you. So I think the idea of this is that the Glinda dress was very much inspired sort of by the sea and by nature, and they wanted to reflect that in the design of the dress. So it's got these sections and these panels that come down it. They're arranged all around the waistband. And rather than taking a circle or a semicircle and sort of folding them over to make the sections of the skirt, they wanted to make these cone-like sections by taking this inspiration from nature, making this spiral, and then the fabric then falls into these cones naturally. And I just think it's so beautiful, and I want to have a go at making it. So the first thing, I didn't know what Fibonacci spiral was, but apparently it's one of these. And then the next thing I needed was some of my old Christmas paper. It doesn't have to be Christmas paper, just paper with little squares on it. And then we draw on, we have to work out how to draw on the spiral shape so that we can then make a template and cut it out in our fabric. So I'm just making a trial run today. I'm just going to try and make one cone. I've bought myself some calico quite cheaply from a local fabric store, and I'm going to show you the spiral, make one out, and we'll have a look, see how it falls, and then maybe try cutting a trial one out. Now, I haven't decided what fabric I'm using. I literally just grabbed this quickly just to start experimenting. I think I'm definitely going to need a couple of layers. So we'll just try with this beautiful fabric. It's got these beautiful, beautiful spirals in it already. And obviously I've got to have the pink for the pink princess bubble dress. So yes. We're going to be making Glinda's bubble dress, and the first step is I'm going to get down on the floor now and show you how to draw out the Fibonacci spiral. So to draw out this wonderful Fibonacci spiral, we're going to use a series of little boxes on paper. The ones on here are 2 centimetres by 2 centimetres. I'm just using this old wrapping paper because that's what I had at home. And I think it's going to give me a good size of cone for my skirt panels. But you can experiment with this, you can play around. I just want to show you the principle of drawing the Fibonacci spiral. So we start by drawing one square. And you can do this really neatly with your rulers, but this is just to show you Then we do the next square next to it. Now we do a square next to that. Just checking my template. So the next move then is we do another square, but now we've got 1, 2, 3 boxes across. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 boxes high and square this off. Okay, so now we move to the side. So we've got 3 plus the 2 here, so we've got 5. So we need to go across 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, across to here. Now the next one, we've got 5 and 3, so we've got 8, so we need to come down 8. Hopefully I've left enough squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, all the way to the end. So now we have 8 plus 5, so we have to come across 13 now. Hopefully I'm counting this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So across to here. And then we will come up. Let's get the ruler now, actually. It's getting a bit big. Up to there. And square it off. So now we have 13 plus our 8, 21, had to think for a minute then. So now, hopefully, I've left enough and we've got 21 squares up here. Let's see how many we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Look at that, just enough. So you can see that very rapidly the pattern begins to grow and it gets really big. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because I just really want to show you that principle. The next square will go along the side here. So I found I could just get it out of the width of a roll of paper like this was enough to get it out of. And I did one more, and I reckon I didn't need the next one because that would have been absolutely massive. So I think this is going to give us enough for what we need. So now we need to start drawing in the curve. And the curve starts from here to here. So I'm going to do the first one by hand. So I'm just going to do that by eye. But if you had a compass or a bit more time, you could do a pin and a string to start making your curves. But as the curves grow, what I did was I just measured, so I know that that's going to be 4 centimetres. So I gave myself a little marker, a couple of little markers of where the 4 is. From that pivot point there. And then I know I need to draw my line to continue the spiral around. So we've started here, we've spiraled around. That one's not looking too curvy, there we go. So the next curve comes through here. Again, you can do a little cheat. You know this is going to be 6 centimetres now because we've got another 2 centimetres on, just to give yourself some little pointers as to, ooh, my paper's a bit ripped, so oops, that needs to be there really, where you need to aim for. And again, you know, if you've got more time, I would take a little bit more time to just mark those out. The next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next one is going to be 10 centimetres. So I'm using the 0 here at this pivot point, marking my 10 and my 10 and my 10 and oops, I've done that the wrong way round, have I? I've done that the wrong way round. It needs to go, yeah, I've done that the wrong way round. Sorry, this is the pivot here. There we go, so I need to carry on with the 10 here. So 10 goes there, there, and there. So I'm joining up from here to that. Right, so I need to make sure I'm clear as to where my pivot point is. Yes, it's going to be here because I'm going, the first line is going to draw on from here. So we were at 10, so now we were at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are now at 16. So you get the idea. Now we are up to 22, 24, 26. So if I put this on, yeah, there we go. I have to use the 6 because I've got a funny measure here. But if you've got a nice long meter rule or something, this would be easier for you to do. There we go. So we're going to go from here and join this up. And you can see the spiral starting to grow. So the next one will go across here in a big arc. I'm just going to do that one freehand because my ruler's not long enough, but you'll get the idea. There we go. So you want to finish up with something that looks like that, and then maybe put the next one on the end there, and then you will finish it up with one like this, and we just cut out, we cut into it, cut it out so that we've got our spiral pattern. So now we're going to transfer that onto our calico, so we've got something a little bit more robust that we can work with. So I've taken the calico fabric, just any old kind of cheap template fabric that you can use. I'm going to lay my spiral pattern on, pin it down and cut it out. And voila! We have our very first spiral. This is really exciting to me. This was a big first step in working out the design for this dress. I'm going to show you now with this how it's going to look. So from here you can see we've got our spiral cut out of the fabric. And all we need to do is just really let gravity do the work. So if we just take this small section here, this small sort of point of the spiral, allow the fabric to fall, already you can see it's beginning to form the cones of the bubble dress. So it's going to be a process of just arranging the cones so that they fall nicely, arranging the fall of the fabric so that we get the combs all the way down. And I think this is going to be about the right length. So this will be attached to the waistband, and then I'm going to have a crinoline skirt underneath, obviously just to help with the volume. And I think that is pretty good for just a bit of old wrapping paper from home, a bit of old calico, and literally just a bit of gravity. So obviously that calico is quite stiff and it's not going to fall in the same way as the fabrics. Now I'm not sure that these are going to be my final fabrics for my dress. These are just some that I bought just to test it out. This beautiful pink and this beautiful sequin spirals on top. So they're quite sort of Fibonacci spiral shape themselves. So they kind of reflect that. So I kind of liked that. I think I'm definitely going to need at least 2 layers of fabric per cone. So I'm just going to cut these out now and we'll have a look and see how it's looking. So here we are, here's my first cone panel cut out. And you can see, there we are, that's the shape of the Fibonacci spiral of the sea anemone. And just holding it up, you can see it's already falling into a beautiful cone-like shape. Obviously I'm going to need much stiffer fabric, I can tell that already. This isn't going to be suitable, but I love the sparkles on top. I love the sparkles. And I'm going to have to think about the underside that's showing. So maybe I'll have a double layer of sparkles possibly to cover up the underside. But you can see how those cones just fall naturally, and you can see coming out from the dress, they are going to be absolutely beautiful. So I have made my first Fibonacci spiral cone for my bubble dress, and I am so happy with that. Next time, join me on a hunt to find the right fabrics and how much I'm going to need. I think it's going to be meters and meters and meters of fabric. It's going to need loads. And then starting to think about the corset and the bodice. I should have said earlier in the video, in this video we're going to be concentrating on the skirt first and we'll get onto the bodice later. So do join me next time.